#1 in the mornings. King5 News on Kong starts now.
Well, when women go back to work after having children, they often worry that they aren't going to be as good at their jobs while trying to balance the added responsibilities that come from their home life and having children. Well, our next guest says being a mom actually makes them better prepared, better at their jobs. And here to talk about her brand new book, Motherhood is the New MBA, Using Your Parenting Skills to Be a Better Boss, is Shari Storm. So glad to have you in. I love the title, Motherhood is the New MBA, because a lot of people, I think, take for granted all that's involved in managing a family and being a mom. So tell me why you wrote the book.
Well, when I had my kids, I found motherhood to be a really powerful, invigorating experience. But when I looked around, most of the things I found to read were about how hard the work-life balance is, the wage gap, the postpartum depression, which are all very true and real issues, but it wasn't what I was experiencing. And so I really wanted to write something that talked about how great motherhood was. And so when my oldest daughter was about 2 years old, I was at work and there was something going on, and I had suspected a coworker of doing something, and I asked her about it. And when she started answering me, I looked at her and I thought, I know that look. I know that look. That's the look my 2-year-old gives me when I ask her, did you put your sneakers in the toilet? Yeah. And she says, no, Mommy.
I didn't do that.
Exactly. And so it really occurred to me then that human nature is human nature, whether you're 2 or 62. And when you are a parent, you deal with human nature up close and personal 24 hours a day, and it's a really good practice for managing people at the office.
You list many things, but 4 in particular that you say are really good things that a good boss can do, which relates to being a good mom too. What are those things?
The first is to speak their language. One of the things that you learn as you're a parent is when you are teaching your kids how to talk. You do this loop where you say, you know, they might say a word like vitamin, and you go, right. Oh, vitamin, you're saying vitamin. And they say, yes, you understand me. And you do this understanding loop. It's important to do that at the office, too. Make sure that you communicate with your employees, that you understand what they are saying.
Speak the same language. And can we pop that list back up here? Kiss it and make it better. Don't tolerate tantrums, which is always good, and be the good mom. Go through those quickly for me.
So Kiss It, Make It Better talks about make sure you're empathetic at work, and when people come to you with problems that you listen to them and you understand them and you take appropriate action. Don't tolerate tantrums. One of the things that the woman I interviewed for the book said, keep your house in order. If you have somebody on your team that's throwing tantrums, take care of it immediately. And I think the last one was be the good mom.
Right.
And that advice is, you know, a good mother isn't best friends to her children. A good mother plays a very particular role. And the same is true in the office. You shouldn't try to be everyone's best friend because it makes you less effective.
And it seems that even though you're focusing on moms, this would work for all parents.
It does.
Right? Moms and dads, men and women in the workplace.
Yeah, and you know what, and even non-parents, for so many years we've heard sports analogies when it comes to business, or war analogies when it comes to business. And really the family framework is something that a lot of people can relate to and can understand. And so it's good for even non-parents.
Don't you often feel you have 3 kids, 6, 4, and 2, and you're working full-time?
I am.
Mentoring students at Seattle University, also working at the University of Washington, correct?
No, I work at actually Verity Credit Union. Yeah, I'm a banker.
Okay, that was a bad note on my part,
fine.
my bad. The bottom line is you have this very full life, and it seems to me, and I'm the mom of 2, if I can manage my household, I feel like I can do almost anything because it's so complicated.
Yes, it is. It really is.
It's a full-time thing.
I know. I've said you don't understand what multitasking is until you've gotten 3 kids under the age of 5 to school by 8. That is a lot of work.
Isn't it, though? And then before I let you go, because you do work with so many people, what is probably the biggest misconception that you have heard when it comes to trying to balance work life and family life for women? Because I think most moms I know do a pretty darn good job of it.
You know, I think that too. I think that when you have kids, you become a master at efficiencies. You become a master at multitasking and a master at prioritizing. I think those are the 3 things that make moms just do so well at the work in their professions.
So I think it's a perk on a resume if you're a mom, multitasking. that should be a reason to really consider women for a job. Well, thank you so much, Shari, for coming in. Again, the book is called Motherhood is the New MBA, Using Your Parenting Skills to Be a Better Boss, from Shari Storm right here in Seattle. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Brett?
Okay, up next, we're getting some info.